Greetings, my friends. Reformed Stoic here. Hopefully, the audio is not going to be an issue because I don't want to talk too loud. It's 6 in the morning. I just gave up on going to sleep after I was looking for a YouTube video to watch in bed. And I pulled up a news clip from 4 months ago. I believe it was CBS. And it was on the topic of men leaving the workforce. And it was one of those, I'm pretty sure this Mike Rowe character has been interviewed a number of times. I've already posted the meme on my community tabs where I say, you know what the dang old problem is people just don't want to work anymore. People are afraid of hard work. Something along those lines. This is probably going to come out like a rant. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself for this to be some phenomenal PhD tier lesson on what's happening to society and why men don't want to work and the failure of capitalism and but something about Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs talking to a bunch of, I don't know, how much money do news anchors make a year? Like $375,000 a year or more. A bunch of like gelled up, aesthetically pleasing chads. That sounded kind of sus the way I said that, but a bunch of good looking guys, let's just be honest, like a bunch of chads on the news who make $375,000 a year or more, wearing like $10,000 suits, talking to Mike Rowe, who's a celebrity from a TV show, and they're all just smugly. I mean, it's just a mystery, whenever I go to these dirty jobs that I'm working, I just see all these help wanted signs. And I didn't watch the entire video. I think the clip was like 10 minutes or 4 minutes. It wasn't very long. And I couldn't make it past like 2 minutes, and I was like, you know what? It's time to just go produce my first premiere content while I'm away from my stream for Lent, which I decided not to make a video about because I went to Ash Wednesday service yesterday, Mass, and the pastor was going on and on about how you're not really supposed to tell anybody about what you're giving up for Lent. Well, I'm just letting you guys know because people are going to be like, gosh, where's Stoic been for 40 days? I'm not streaming for Lent. That's it. I'm not going to make some big dramatic video about it. Anyway, yeah, so Mike Rowe and these news anchors are just like, man, I never thought I'd be talking about this. Like, wow, there's just so many jobs, and yeah, it seems to be particularly an issue with men. Why are men not wanting to work? I think the problem is people are afraid of rolling up their sleeves and some dang old hard work. I decided there was like a very particular way I wanted to say that quote for the meme. I'll have to go look it up again. It's on my community tabs. It's got to be like 2 or 3 months ago now. So what are my thoughts on this? I didn't want to title the video "Why Men Don't Want to Work." That wasn't the title for the video. I'm a little bit out of it somehow right now. I mean, I was trying to go to sleep. It's just not really happening tonight. I'm just going to stay up however late, do my thing. It's more of just like, forget about the title of the video. Capitalism is failing. And that's a good thing. All these articles, that's another meme. It's like, white men are dying. And why that's a good thing. America's men are leaving education. And why that's a good thing. White men aren't having children anymore. Why that's a good thing. Christianity is a thing of the past. Why that's a good thing. Capitalism is failing. And that's a good thing. The thing is, guys, is we've been preached this message during our lives, and I'm not so sure that this is unique to our generation. But what I do know is that the boomers had it good. Okay? The stereotype is, oh man, I had to walk to school 15 miles uphill in the snow and I had to walk back and I had to do the shopping for my family. I had to carry a big old sack of groceries. Must have been 50 pounds when I was 9 years old. 15 miles to school and 15 miles back. We've all kind of figured out as we grew up that was bullshit. They're called the baby boomers because they had the best economy. And, I mean, they might as well have been coddled by the economy. And yeah, you worked hard and your parents beat you. And a lot of what I hear from my parents is like, oh, I was neglected and I went through this and I went through that. It's like, well, what you're supposed to do is help your kids not go through that. You're not supposed to use your shitty childhood to justify raising your kids like shit. Okay, let's get on the topic here. We've realized that we've just been sold a great big lie. These are not the greatest times to be alive. Not at all. Especially for men. Especially for working age, fighting age, young adult, 20s, middle class, working class men. We got all kinds of benefits for the poor. And, well, the rich people just keep getting richer. There's not a lot of class mobility anymore. And that, in short, is the answer. In short, why are men leaving society? Why are men leaving the workforce? Because there's not class mobility. And I would go as far as to say that thinking about the black pill, like, that's a part of this class mobility thing, is that being a low status man is basically a caste system at this point, where on one of my last streams we were talking about how it's not just with women, it's with getting a job, it's with employment. Like, it's harder to get a good job when you're not a Chad. I pointed out that the news anchors were good-looking men. It's not because I'm questioning my sexuality. It's because, I mean, look at them. Look at news anchors. They always got the perfect hair, and they got that, like, sell you a piece of shit car for top of the line price, kind of like wheeling and dealing smile. It's like, hey, kid, you gonna watch the news tonight? I'll bet you are. Check into CBS at 10 p.m. All right, bucko. It's like a caste system. Looks is like a caste system for men specifically. I'm not going to lean into the black pill stereotypes. I mean, this is like some black pill stuff here. It's just, I'm focusing more on the career aspect. And I would say it's a combination of two things. It's your looks and how you were raised. When we're talking about the millennial men who are leaving the workforce, because I think that my crappy upbringing is very common. You got boomer parents who are thriving in their careers. And what did it take for boomers to thrive in their careers? You just got to show up. You just got to show up and not blow it. And now, am I trying to say there's no boomers who are good at anything? No. But boomers showed up. They made good money. They worked their way up the ladder. And now they're dying in their positions. And, they're going to complain to you, well, I can't retire. Oh, really? Well, I've never really been able to get a good job worth a damn. And I've just never really been able to even get my life going at all. So, let's not get lost here. Okay, so I think it's a very common experience for people in my generation. Like, your parents put all of their effort into their work. You were either borderline neglected or you were just straight up neglected. Like, you came home to an empty house in second grade. It was like, where's my mommy and daddy? I'm scared. And, like, maybe you called the police when your parents weren't home. That happened to me a couple of times. I called the police because my parents weren't there and I was scared. And I got lectured by a cop when I was 9. Like, hey, bucko, like, the importance of motor vehicles and safety, and I have some really strange memory about that. But let's really try to stay on the topic at hand here. I feel I have a feeling. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not like for sure either. We're gonna have to look at the studies. We got to look at the Pew research and the data. How many millennials just had like a crappy upbringing where you were sat in front of a TV and you had overnights all the time? I was thinking about making a video of advice for parents, and I could probably just go ahead and throw that in here right now. Parents, don't neglect your kids. Don't come up with like pseudo babysitters or like, because the pseudo babysitters is a television, plopping your kids in front of the TV. Don't do that. Or overnights, always making your kids be like, really? I can stay the night at Jared's house every single weekend, all the time? Wow, I have the best parents ever. Like you trick your kids into like screwing off, so you and your wife can like hold on to the last few good years of your marriage before both of you get ugly and wrinkly. Like pseudo babysitters, television, and that's not a babysitter. Overnights, and your kids are like getting brainwashed by like their dumb friends and doing stupid shit at overnights, burning stuff and wasting time. And so parents, raise your kids. Don't neglect your kids. Don't traumatize your kids. Don't gaslight your kids. Boom, there we go. We don't need to make that video. So a combination of having a shitty upbringing and then not being able to chad your way out of it. Like, if you're a tall, good-looking, square-jawed guy, opportunities are just going to fall in your lap. And I do believe that you can be such an idiot that you still blow it, but they're just going to keep coming. They're just going to keep coming. Women are just going to keep throwing themselves at you. Job opportunities are just going to keep falling in your lap. People are just not going to let you fall out of society. So average men and below who went to a piece of shit public school and had parents who just, they'll always point the finger at you and they'll always gaslight you. And that's another video I'm thinking of making. This is kind of just like maybe a primer for some of the content I'll be releasing over these next 40 days. I'm creating this new approach, man, because there's so many people who try to write me off. There's so many people who try to say like, oh, why would anybody, for example, want to take parenting advice from somebody who doesn't have any kids? Or, well, you don't work very hard, so why should I listen to you? And I'm telling people that some of the worst advice you can get as a man is this, like, nice guys finished last. Nice guys finished last. You got to be an asshole. I think that's like ruining so many men. But there's this balance of like being assertive and confident, and I'm just gonna like put my thoughts out there, and I'm not gonna apologize for it. And if somebody gives me shit for it, I'm trying to be a good Christian and be good to people, but I might just like obliterate you, dude, because I am smarter than a lot of people, and I'll probably just make you feel really small, bro. So just let me have my say. This is my channel. I'm allowed to say what I want. All right, where were we? Where were we? Okay. Bad parenting, raised like crap, and you're not good looking. You can't chad your way out of it. So essentially what you're facing in the job market is slavery and gaslighting. It's like the Matrix, where it's like, ooh, we're put inside of this Matrix where we don't even realize that it's slavery, but it's not nearly as fancy as the Matrix. It's like slavery. There's like a big sign that used to say slave farm, and then somebody kind of like scribbled over it. It's like, oh, this is a happy camp. Wee. It's like, bro, I can still see it. It says slave farm. No, it doesn't. Bro, that's a whip with like a bow wrapped around it. No, it's not. You're lazy in an incel. Like, this is slavery at this point, guys. What you're facing, if your parents didn't teach you any useful skills and they didn't help you like strategize to have a good life, and you're ugly and you went to a piece of shit public school, you're facing slavery. Like, you gotta work at a fucking McDonald's, McWendy's, McSubway, Taco Bell, or be a cashier, and it's not gonna look good on your resume, and it's not gonna get you anywhere, and you're not gonna get promoted, and it's not gonna get you a good woman, and chances are, even if you do make a lot of money, you're not gonna get a good woman. And I'm not trying to be, this isn't supposed to be like a spiraling, oh, this is bad, Stoic's not doing good, you're not doing good for Lent. No, this is good, this is positive. You see, this is part of my new attitude, where I just say what I feel like I know is real. And I'm not gonna be an asshole. That's bad advice. Like, let's all be assholes to, ooh, let's all be Andrew Tate to get what we want. No, I'm not an asshole. I'm a nice guy, but this is my channel and this is what I think. And if you challenge me on my channel, I'm gonna obliterate you, okay? That's just the way it is. And let's be real. I'm probably just gonna block you, dude. I mean, I would obliterate you if I didn't block you, but you're a waste of my time. And this is my realm. And I'm just gonna say what I want to say. You're facing slavery as a low status male who had shitty upbringing from narc boomer parents who didn't really give a shit about you. And this is capitalism, despite what Ben Shapiro told you and some conservative right-wing GOP boomers told you. Capitalism is garbage, and it wasn't ever really that great. Okay, the United States, I tell people that getting red pilled, like the real red pills, like really waking up to the truth, is all about having a good timeline in history. What are we dealing with? 70 years since World War II, the 50s till now, a little bit over 70 years. That ain't shit, bro. You know about the French Revolution and the Revolutionary War and the Schism and the Protestant Reformation and, history hundreds of years ago, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. I mean, what was 1,000 years ago? 1022? Well, that was around the time of Thomas Aquinas. History, bro. Like, the paradigm, there's a lot of paradigms going on. One of them is atheism, by the way, but we're not going to go over that right now. All of this stuff, like, people are just getting really sucked into this modern paradigm of post-World War II Western society. Like, wow, capitalism is so great. We beat communism. We beat the Nazis. I love America. America's so free. Man, let's all listen to Kid Rock and wave around American flags. It's fucking over, okay? It's over. This is the real black pill. I'm not crying about women, because the reality is, guys, is like, I'm going to try to teach you how to be happy. And it starts with just getting this out of the way. This isn't the video where I teach you how to be happy. I don't advocate for laying down and rotting and being miserable and being weak. Your average black pillar is very weak and he blames himself. I'm here to tell you, hi, my name is whatever the counselor guy was in Good Will Hunting. It's not your fault. No, bro, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't do this, man. Don't do this, man. It's not your fault. Capitalism is garbage. It really wasn't ever that great. Like, all of 80 years ago, the world erupted into complete fucking chaos where it was a battle between fascism and communism. And, gee, who do I want? Bootlicker Wall Street puppets or bootlicker Wall Street puppets? And then here comes American democracy capitalism to save the day. Bootlicker Wall Street capitalist horseshit, dude. It's just, how do you want to become a slave, bro? And I think the Matrix hit everybody on such a deep level because it's true. But like I said, it's not nearly as fancy, dude. It's some fat boomer who just shit his pants and painted over the sign that says slavery farm with happy, fun, American dreamland. Welcome to American dreamland. Wait a second. I can see that says slavery farm. Shits his pants. That's what we live in instead of the Matrix. It's failing. Capitalism is failing, and that's a good thing. So that's the end of this video. we've been going for 20 minutes here. Man, I feel like I blacked out. That came out so effortlessly. And I'm not saying it's good. Like I said, this is a rant. I did this instead of going to bed because I was trying to put on some like relaxing news to help me fall asleep. It's like, oh, it's Mike Rowe, a boomer from Dirty Jobs, who's talking to boomer news anchors. All of these people make like well over probably $350,000 a year. Mike Rowe is probably a literal multi millionaire. I mean, I'm sure he is. I can't sleep now because this is fucking. I'm trying not to swear anymore. Let me rewind time. This is freaking dog poo. Okay, it's becoming slavery. And if you're one of these guys like me, where you had a shitty upbringing, and you're not a good-looking guy, um, this is the end of capitalism. It's crashing, and you should just do exactly what you're doing, bro. My advice is like, just figure out how to just survive, bro. Some of you guys, if you don't have cats or you don't have any responsibility, you might like being homeless, bro. Go move somewhere warm and like get your little shopping cart and your books. I don't know. I've never been homeless. That might be terrible advice. Look, maybe my channel isn't like, hey, let's all like take advice from Reform Stoic. Let's all figure out how to live from Reform Stoic. I mean, in some ways, but if I say maybe homeless is being nice, just really take that with a grain of salt. Maybe do some research. Like research it. Maybe you could figure out how to be happy being homeless, dude. Maybe stay in a homeless shelter when you absolutely have to. Like beg it up a little bit, or maybe you could get a little banjo or ukulele and busk. I mean, dude, so many douchebags can make money busking. Just get a ukulele and play "Ooh, Somewhere Over the Rainbow." Just play that over and over again in like a bunch of different spots where like a bunch of touristy people are walking by. Oh my gosh, look, honey, a busker. And like you might be able to make a living doing that. I'm just saying, maybe be homeless or mooch off of your parents, or like maybe somebody in your family is about to like leave you a fortune. And if you want to try to pull yourself up by the bootstraps, I'm not saying you can't. This is for people who just feel like life really like screwed them, bro. You know what? One more time. This is for people who feel like life fucked them. Like your parents just fed you to the system and you're ugly, you're a chud, and women ain't got no love for you. Bro, scrape by. Scrape by, dude. And if you're the kind of guy who wants to like, because I don't have much. I got this apartment and I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky to have this apartment. Do what you got to do to keep the lights on. Do what you got to do to have internet access. Allegedly, I have a friend who was telling me that it's really easy to like read a bunch of free books online if you're smart and you know how to use search engines. Allegedly, a friend told me once that it's really easy to like watch movies and TV for free if you're smart. I wonder what that guy's doing this day. Maybe I should talk to him. No, probably not, because I don't want to break the law. I fucking pay for it, all the books. And anyway, scrape by, dude. This is the end of capitalism, and nobody's ever gonna understand. And yeah, maybe work in my new attitude where it's like, be a good guy, be a nice guy. But when a boomer tries to gaslight you, when somebody has like that nasty smug smile on their face and they're just trying to be shitty to you, I recommend like just get away from them as fast as you can. The best way, in my opinion, to like disrespect somebody, you might want this to only be to people that you are confident you could fight, because this hurts some people. Like turn your back, like flip a 180. People did this to me before and it really pissed me off. Like while they're talking to you, just turn your back to them and pause. The more of an alpha you are, pause. Like if you're chatty, if you're like a 265-pound 6'6" chud, literally just like turn your back to them and don't even move. Like just don't even fucking move, bro. Just own it. Just turn that back, baby. But if you're kind of like somewhere in between, or it's like, hey, I'm not afraid of this person, but I'm not really trying to get into a conflict. And I don't recommend trying to start fights because it's a bad news, dude. Like, the cops want to throw people in prison. That's what this gang stalking shit is all about, bro. They're just trying to fill the prisons, man. Because this is basically a prison society. This is basically slavery. This is the end of capitalism. The only escape is, like, being really good looking, having a rich family, having connections, just everything material and bullshit and superficial and privilege oriented. That's what it's all about, guys. That's what it's all about. And there's all kinds of, like, people leeching the system. There's so many people leeching the system, welfare. Maybe somebody, why can't somebody smart get welfare? Why does it have to be like, and I don't mean this to be an asshole, but why is it got to be like broke ass, like, I don't know, like just broke ass people? Why can't somebody smart like leech the system for once? Anyway, that's kind of a that's kind of like a messed up direction to start taking the video. That's all I got for you, chuds. Like, people want to gaslight you. People love to smile and talk shit. Um, Dude, this is the end of capitalism, and please don't save it. No, we gotta save capitalism. Come on, guys. Let's go work at McDonald's and get on antidepressants so we can stand it. And then, maybe if we're really lucky, we can go, like, marry a single mom and then get divorced. Like, we gotta save capitalism, chuds. I don't think so, man. Capitalism's failing, and that's a good thing. So, that's it. That's my rant for now. That's kicking off 40 days of no streaming, boyos. God bless you, and take care of yourselves. Peace.